Hello, my name is Bridget, and today I'm going to be talking about The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, which is the 5 Throne of Glass prequel novellas to Throne of Glass. I really enjoyed this book. So for characters, there was obviously amazing character development throughout this book because it read as if it was one story, just with little time gaps in between each of the stories. And Selena definitely developed her character traits, and she definitely changed throughout the book. So that is a 20 out of 20 for character development, and 1 star for that. As for plot, each of the stories did have their own individual plot that sort of wrapped together in the one book so that they all were attached and they all had something to do with each other, because as I said before, it is one continuing story with little time gaps in between. So it was like one story, just with little stories making the one big story. The plot overall for all of them was fantastic, even if some of them were really short, so I do give that a 20 out of 20 for another star. Setting were maps in the beginning, which was really amazing, so you could actually see where they were and all that, and it definitely described to you in a lot of detail where they are, because Selena's assassin, then she can take in notice of all the details of the room and where they are, and she knows everything about where they are. So then she's able to fully explain it when you're reading it, because you're reading from her point of view. So I would probably give that a 19 or 18 out of 20, just because even though I really enjoyed it, it wasn't my favorite aspect of the story. The writing was beautiful. It was just amazing. Sarah J. Maas has a beautiful style of writing, and I just love reading what she's written, and that's why I'm going to be picking up Crown of Midnight next. So I gave her writing a 20 out of 20, obviously, because it was just fantastic. All of those 4 things all added up to my enjoyment of reading it, and I just had a great time reading it, and I thought it was really interesting, and I couldn't wait to get back into the world and continue reading about Selena and what was going on with her, and I kept wanting to see what happened, and I kept wanting to read on, even though it might have been really late at night. I wanted to read on, even if it was midnight. So obviously that portion of it got a 20 out of 22. So overall, I give it a 98% or a 5 stars, obviously, because that is 5 stars. I would really recommend this book, especially if you liked Throne of Glass, because it delves more into the world and what's happened to Selena before everything that happened in Throne of Glass. And I think it would be interesting to see what would happen if you read Assassin's Blade before you read Throne of Glass, because it is essentially a prequel novel, just because the whole thing reads as a novel. So you could probably read this first and then continue on to Throne of Glass. I think it would make it a bit more interesting, because some things I knew would happen, and even though it was heartbreaking to see it happen, I knew it was going to happen. And I think it would make it sort of even better if you didn't know it was going to happen, just because then it would be like reading the whole story from start to finish, instead of reading it and then going back a step to read the prequel. So that is all I can say without spoiling you. If you have not read this book, definitely go pick it up. It is fantastic as anything I have read by Sarah J. Maas, which is these 2 books. So it's not much, but I know that I do love her writing, and I can't wait to get back into the world. Come back when you have read it so we can discuss it. Bye! I'm going to be discussing The Assassin's Blade for each of the novellas. So I'm going to discuss one novella first, then another, then the next, and so on. When I first picked up this book, I was expecting to go into it with her and Sam being like the best friends, because, you know, that's how it sounded when you read Throne of Glass, at least sort of to me, that's how it sounded. And so in the beginning, she and Sam, they were like enemies, and I was like, what's going on here? Because in my mind, you're best friends, like, this isn't right. And Robin said Sam was second best to Selena, and that is why Selena thought that Sam hated her and that they had such a disagreement. And I wasn't sure how I felt about that, just because I know that Selena is the best, but Sam is pretty awesome. So Sam seemed like he was clued in on what was going on. Like Robin seemed like he told Sam more stuff in the beginning, even though later he did say that he didn't know anything, he was just playing along with it. So I was sort of confused, because why wasn't Robin telling Selena everything if she was the one who was number 1 out of all of the assassins in the guild? And even in the first novella, their relationship had evolved so much so that it was really cute to see them being together and everything, even though I knew that Sam was going to die. It was really sad that I knew that, but like, oh, it made it even more heartbreaking. Like when Selena hugged him and then she was like, if you ever tell anyone about me embracing you, I'll gut you. I was just really laughing about that because it's so cute. That was all I had to say about the first novella. Now let's go to the second. I felt really bad for Irene, and I think you're supposed to feel that way because you can see from her point of view and you know what happened to her, and I just felt so bad for her because she didn't deserve to have all those things happen to her, and yet they did. And then I did really like how Selena taught Irene how to defend herself even if it could be used against her, because I felt that Irene really needed that, and she needed to know how to defend herself because there are all those guys who she shouldn't even associate with. And so I'm glad she knew how to defend herself so that if something did happen, then she would know how to stop it. I was really happy at the end when Selena gave her the money to go to the Terracotta, start her new life being a healer. They had to say for the second story, it was really short, so I'm going to be moving on to the third now. The third, they were with the silent assassins in the desert. And so the silent assassins, it said that they had like hand movements, and I just sort of pictured that as sign language because that's what it sounded like to me. I don't really know a lot of sign language, but I just sort of pictured them moving their hands in similar movements. While I was reading about the silent assassins, I realized that they sound like a lot better of a place to stay at than with Arobin's assassins, because they sound a lot nicer and a lot better. Selena was a bit impatient during this novella because she had limited time, and I understood that, but still, she has to give their ways a chance if she wants to be successful. And she was really arrogant, like Rolf had said in the beginning, in the first novella, so that was a bit like, come on, Selena, get a bit better with this. When Ansel told Selena not to come with her to the meeting, and just to wander the market because the meeting needed to be alone or whatever, I was like, is Ansel a spy and that's why she's meeting with the king alone? And that turned out to be true at the end. It was just when I thought their relationship was really progressing really well. Then at the end, when she betrayed her, I was like, oh, that traitor. When Selena let her go free, I mean, I understood that that was her friend, but still, she's killed all those people and she's let the king in, and I know they won, but still, are you kidding me? Like, don't let her leave. I thought it was really cute that Selena kept saying that she wished Sam were there, and she kept thinking about Sam, and that was really cute. But it was sort of sad because I knew what was going to happen to Sam. I was really enjoying how she kept thinking of Sam, and I was like, oh, they're so cute together. Even though they're not together, Selena's so cute thinking about Sam. And then at the end, when she was talking with the mute master, and he began to actually talk, I really enjoyed that part because she was like, whoa, you can talk? And he was like, yeah, I never actually gave a vow of silence, even though everyone says I did. So I don't know why they think that, but I just prefer to be silent. And she's like, oh, okay. Really liked him. I liked how he did give her the gold for letting her go and help saving him. That was really, really nice. I like him a lot better than a Robin. And then on to the fourth book. Punish Sam too. I was like, that's a bit unfair. But then when we learned that Sam's punishment was watching her get beaten and all that, I was just, oh, I felt so bad for Sam. And when I met Lysandra, oh my god, I hated her from the moment I met her. Don't even. She's so bad. And when Sam was trying to get Selena to not walk away from him, and Selena was just walking away so she wouldn't punch Lysandra in the face, it's like, you deserve to walk away from them. Sam doesn't deserve for your love because he's just with Lysandra, and that's just unacceptable. I did find it a bit repetitive when it kept repeating about what happened with the spider silk and like where she got the spider silk. Like, I just read the other novellas. I remember what happened with the spider silk and what he said and all that. You don't need to repeat it again for me to remember. I just read it like 5 seconds ago. When Sam was like, he really cares about her, it's like, if he cares about her so much, why is he hanging out with Lysandra? But then you found out that Robin was forcing him to be with Lysandra, and it was just all really sad, and I felt really bad for him. And Sam is such a great person, you don't even know. Well, you probably do know because you've read the book, but oh my gosh, Sam, oh, I love him. He's so. And in the middle of it, I was just like, what happened to Sam over the summer? And when we learned how he played the dangerous game with Arobin and how Arobin pushed him to go be a bodyguard for Lysandra and everything, I was just, I felt so bad for him. Then Selena kept pushing Sam away. I was just like, just stop. Just tell Sam your feelings. It'll all be okay. And she did. It was really cute. And it was really cute how he got her the sheet music, because she loved that musical so much and she was crying during it. He got it for her because she couldn't play it perfectly, hearing it from an hour ago, and then he got her the music. I was like, oh, that's so cute, because then he got it like right away and she didn't even know, and I was like, I love them so much together. But I know I love Dorian and Shaul too. It's just I haven't seen them in a while, and I just saw Sam. That he wasn't really trying to do the slave thing, and it was really the wife who wanted to get the husband assassinated, and Arobin was behind it all, setting it up so that Selena wouldn't interrupt their conversation, her conversation with the president. I wasn't really shocked because something was definitely up there. We knew something was wrong the whole time, so it wasn't really shocking to find out, oh my god, that guy was actually a really good guy. Like, it was sort of shocking, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I can't believe this should happen. Like, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I figured something like this would happen. And then I was so pissed off at Arobin when he just spent all that money that she got, all her hard work, on Lysandra. I was like, are you kidding me? You do not deserve that money, even if she had to pay you off. That doesn't mean you should spend it all on Lysandra. Oh my god, that horrible person. Oh, I hated her. By the end of the 4th novella, they were finally together, but then I was really sad because I knew that he was gonna die soon. Because I knew we had to see it in this novel, and I knew it was gonna be really sad. It was, so we're gonna be moving on to the 5th novella. When Sam was like, no, I don't want you to help me. She's like, I can do this on my own. No, Sam, let her help you. You can do it together. I'm not doubting your ability, Sam. I'm just really worried for you because I know you're gonna die. And this is probably how it's gonna happen. And then Selena's gonna be really sad, and it's not gonna be right. And you just need to send Selena with you, and then you can live happily ever after. That's not gonna happen, but you know, take backup, not just one solo assassin. And then when she was packing, even though she wasn't really focused on it, I just noticed one thing, that she had all her books, and she was like, I can't leave all my books behind, even if I can like leave some of my shoes behind. I'm not leaving all my books. I was like, yes, that's exactly how I would feel, bringing all my books. And I got to the middle of the novella, and I was like, this is how Sam's gonna. It was really sad, sort of emotional, but I wasn't crying. It wasn't that emotional, but it was tough. And when Selena was just going to go attack, and she couldn't think of anything else but getting back and getting revenge for Sam's death, I was like, Selena, I know Sam just died. I know this is really hard for you because you just got with him, but you need to have some sense. You can't just go out there, no plan, sort of plan, and just expect it to all work. Robin has his assassins going to go attack, and you don't need to just go off on your own. Get them to help you. You can all go together. It would be amazing, and then you would definitely kill Farron. And of course, you just gotta be like, gotta do this for Sam. Can't let them take my revenge away. And I was just like, no, don't do this, Selena. You can't do this. And of course, she did it, and she got captured when she heard the guards outside talking, and they said that the prince and his guard, so Dorian and Shaul, weren't there. I was like, oh, Dorian and Shaul, and how the guards said they were trying to get back as fast as possible so they could get there before her trial, but they were like, that's never gonna happen. I was like, oh, they're trying to get back for Selena. Oh, I miss them. I'm excited to read Count at Midnight to get back to them. I love them. They're cool. And at the end, when it was like Arobin and Farron, and they had been working together the whole time, on one hand, I really couldn't believe that Arobin had done that, and he didn't break her out, and that it was all his fault that she got captured. But on the other hand, I can believe that fully, because he's just such a bad person, and he's just so horrible, that I can't picture him doing that. So there are two sides. One side I was shocked, the other not so much. But that was all I have to say about The Assassin's Blade. Comment below and tell me what you thought about it, and if you liked it as much as I did. What were your favorite parts? My favorite part was probably when she and Sam were together and they were all happy just for that little bit. Even though I knew he was gonna die, I liked that they were happy for a little bit. The house, and she had paid off all their debts to Robin. You guys in my next video, which will be uploaded either Friday for my Crown of Midnight review or next Sunday. So I'll see you on one of those days. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you then. Bye! I actually have notes this time.